What a friend we have in Jesus. Oh, our sins and grief too. Oh, our sins and grief too. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. Mulishan. Mulishan. Mwalinda Shan. Mwachia kuchechi. Did you go to church? Nina chia kuchechi. And I'm feeling kind of tired, around here. Going to church, Sundays are like it's mandatory to take your family out around here. It's like it's mandatory to take your family out. So yeah, I went out and I was running around, feeling kind of tired, feeling kind of tired. And my wife was telling me, no, just to sleep. But then I was just thinking about Iridia Shdiavena Tasira. I was looking at what is going on, the back and forth messages, between the Mundubile supporters and the Makebi Zulu's supporters. Apparently, the Mundubile supporters have appointed Tasila Lungu, and the Makebi Zulus camp, they are not happy about it. They are indignified about that appointment. They are appalled. They can't just take it. How can Mundubile appoint Tasila Lungu? And how can Tasila accept, this appointment? Kulinkondo, kulikulira Tasila. They are fighting for Tasila. Mundubile uku, we have appointed Tasila. Uku side uku, Tasila has not accepted. Tasila cannot betray the father. Tasila has rejected. There was even a headline. There was even a headline in one of my papers. Ila Daily Nation ile na alikuwa hata mama shares. Whether balaba mdala barefuana ngutabarefuaya na alikuwa hata mama shares mu Daily Nation. Twatampire wonse ila paper. Nifofo ali ama sources. Na ulio mkashana uli atina nchikumbi. Chikumbi urishani. Bachikumbi. Mwali mfutatira no kumfutatira. Chikumbi. Warren, mwali shibeli ashimwe. Dead Nation. Twalikuwa hata mama shares. Ama shares tekwa fya tiyoka mnavika mwakanya mpuku hiyo. By the fact that we were one of those people. Wakuma faced the sources that were running that paper. That is interest enough. So much carrying a headline. But from what I've gotten, you didn't speak to Tasida. You haven't spoken to Tasida. You didn't speak to Tasida. Nimchecheta mwanishwaenda checheta ndengiramo na fuaili kisha finish village stick. What is going on that issue kwa Tasida? Tasida's appointment, where does Tasida belong? Does she belong kuli Malukula or does she belong kuli Makebi Zulu? Anyway, that, before I get into that, I think what we need to discuss, to look at, is the interest of the Lungu family. That's what we should be looking at, is the interest of the Lungu family. From Makebi's side, Makebi is abusing the situation of Edgar Lungu. Like I told you from the word go. From the word go, I told you, Makebi Zulu is manipulating this situation for his political aggrandizement. Nothing else. Not if you are about Lungu's story, Lungu's wishes. Takwa avefia if you ndemieva. Iyon's story, it's all about manipulating the situation for Makebi Zulu's political aggrandizement. And unfortunately, there are people that believe that Makebi Zulu or whoever it is can actually win 2026 general election. Everything that you saw happening in South Africa was coined or orchestrated with the view of taking over power in 2026. Tapa vefia abapo. Tapa vefia abapo. Fia kwati yo family, yo the wishes of Edgar Lungu. Tapa vefia unsefio. Everything that happened in South Africa and that is currently happening in South Africa, it's all about politics. It's all about an attempt to get power from Hakainde Hichilema. That is where everything hinges. If you are still believing that those people are still pursuing the wishes of Edgar Lungu, then you are just naive. You are just naive. Bishokwena, even where you are, does it even make sense? Does it even still make sense to say, no, the wishes of Edgar Lungu, the wish, Umuntu alifwa. Umuntu is a Zambian, a former head of state. Ewo muye mushike outside the country. Muye mushike ku South Africa, with the intention to exhume the body and bring it ngamawina my election. Ushetema politics shaya because icha wapo hapo kwa bati no tatuashike Mzambia until Hakainde Hichilema akafume mu power, then we can bring the body. Or iyo issue ya kwati yo Hakainde Hichilema should not be part of the funeral. Bushekwena mwefira pangana sensitive. Ngamwa ikala fe wino fe muto mwenu. Fira pangana sensitive kwati yo. Mtuka kwate state funeral. But Hakainde Hichilema ekasangwako. Or can that be a reason? Iya kwa wati mwashikiro umuntu ku South Africa. Umuntu wali former head of state. No kuisa shikula. Hakainde Hichilema ngafuma mpawa. Does it even make sense? Nangu mwaliba naive sure. You think about it. Does it even make sense to say no? Hakainde Hichilema ekasangwako kuchiriro. Ekasangwako ngani finishi tushike ku South Africa. Ero tukayete chitumbi Hakainde Hichilema ngafuma mpawa. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense that we have to go 8 months tukakumanya twala kumanya na number tukakumanya no mwaka? Because you know in February no kwa shara 4 months nishiba Edgar Lungu bakumanya umwaka. First anniversary ukufa kwa balungu, first anniversary how are we going to even handle it? Because first anniversary you must be able to commemorate it. So how are we going to even handle the first anniversary ya balungu bachiri mu mochari? How are we going to handle it? Oh, okay, fine, balungu tubashike ku South Africa. How are you going to commemorate it? Look, Ghanaian president was in Zambia, and you saw that he had to go to Embassy Park to pay his respect to our former heads of state. Nomba kuli ba Lungu ni shikala bashani kula ku South Africa. Umuntu wali head of state ya Zambia. Abantu ngawelefo kumuchitahona ni shikuya ku South Africa. Does it even make sense mwebantu? It doesn't make sense at all. Whatever is happening here, fiakwa Makebi Zulu. Eto na miebede, palapa festival na rando kwa chini Makebi Zulu alete mingala to. Some of you, Mwalen, you were busy, insulting me to say, as Makebi Zulu told you. Number with what is happening today. Ushekwe na mwalimpata na ngutamfo kusumine fondanda. You don't want to agree with what I say. Haven't you believed what I told you that Makebi Zulu is staging himself for political mileage? Haven't you believed me? Are you still doubting with what is currently happening? Are you still doubting? Are you still believing Makebi Zulu? Makebi Zulu wanted to tell the Edgar Lungu story. Irene Piri is saying that there's no volume, but I think I can see other people are listening. I think other people are saying are listening. Irene Piri, just check your gadget. Anyway, so it's not making sense, Vane. It's not making sense. Na kwena mulafwayo ukubantuanikane ukushalila. Even if you are slow in understanding things, you can't see that Makebi Zulu is doing this. Makebi Zulu is playing with this issue. And the one thing that I can tell you is that much as these people, some of these people think that no, tukalete Chitumbi after Hakainde Hichilema afuma power. I'm sure again on that one, I'm sure you all agree that Hakainde Hichilema tarefuma power. Hakainde Hichilema is not going anywhere. I am my elections now, yes, and if Monica Fena Filanga, it has shown itself that Hakainde Hichilema is winning these elections. If there is some of you people who think that no, Hakainde Hichilema is losing this power, then I'm telling you, you need to check yourself. You need to check yourselves. If up to now you are still looking at Hakainde Hichilema, you are doubting that Hakainde Hichilema is not winning an election. This is election. Whichever way you look at it, whichever way you look at it, Hakainde Hichilema tete alusa my elections. Tete aluse. Hakainde takalusa my elections. Hakainde Hichilema cannot lose 2026 general elections. Our 30. Everything in the political books and outside political books. Ne mipashi shonzefe mipashi. Isha la. Ne fikolo fionze fie. Will tell you that Hakainde Hichilema cannot lose this election. Even if Hakainde Hichilema wanted to lose this election, he can't lose it. Even if Hakainde Hichilema wanted to lose this election, he can't lose it. He can't lose these elections. He can't lose these elections. So this illusion of saying Hakainde Hichilema is going to lose the elections, Chitumbi chaba Lungu. Kuibe kuine. Tafipali de kofe no kupali ako tafipali de kofe whichever way tafipali de ko kutina mi pituru kila mo ishira yonse why Hakainde Hichilema tete aluza ma elections ku ishira fe yonse fie fyonse fe tapali ishira yonse nga mwampingira okay limbikuti chabe limbikuti as long as Hakainde Hichilema achiri umumi. As long as Hakainde Hichilema is still alive, there is no way he's going to lose that election. No way. Mulelanda wa opposition up to today, mchiri mule donzana. You are still fighting amongst yourselves. You are in total disarray. And you would think that, because ama elections yale Palama, August yale Palama, you would see that some politicians will start converging. But nix, that's when they are even dividing themselves even more. In February, so inatuamba February ipi. Nobody ni yarapwa February. Nobody in February yarapwa. Before we blink, it will be in August, time for elections. But moneni ku opposition, bachili bale tintana. Nganya wewe ni bana nikale ba given Luvinda. Busy ukulalanda tapane for bariranda. Issuing ama suspensions, ama expulsions, for what? For what? Who are you expelling? From which part which you don't have? I mean, honestly, what kind of wisdom is that? You don't even have the party. You don't even have a party. And you are expelling people. Who are you expelling? You are expelling them from what? Ukuvulwa mano. Kudia kuvulwa mano. Kuvulwa wisdom. Kuvulwa wisdom. Who are you expelling? When at this point in time you need everybody. Namashiru yon say you need them. You need them. Even Chirufatayadi, you need him. You are discarding people. You are discarding people. You are even discarding me. Muni pesa nomba, mwashara pesa. How has it helped you? How has it helped you? You need everyone. You are discarding people and you are busy fighting. Where? Who we work in the Ichilima lose power to? Who? And then, even if the opposition was formidable, even if today you identify a candidate, then you have identified Brian Mundubile. Because Brian Mundubile, I mean, by all standards, no matter what you say, I think what the Tonse have done is good. At least they have a leader. Tonse, what they have done, Tonse is good for our country. And I commend that, not from the perspective of to say, no, the Mundubile is your friend, no, Mundubile kudisha mukwisa. Tapati nephew. Yes, he's my friend and I will always say that. I will never depart from that. Muntu, Mulandati, Daddy, you should appreciate. You don't appreciate. No, I'm not an ingrate. I do appreciate people that have helped me. I do appreciate. Brian Mundubile, when really I was going through difficult situation, he helped me. At the moment, we don't talk. There is no help that come from Brian Mundubile. Even when I've asked, there has been no response. But I still give him respect that at one point, that man stood by me. So for that, I will always respect Brian Mundubile. I will always appreciate Brian Mundubile. So anyway, so whatever they have done, Kutonse, the ingenuity of Chris Zumani is good. It's a pity that Sean Tembo has left Tonse. Me, I'm telling you, what is this? Sean Tembo, go back to Tonse. Because at least we can have some opposition. We can have some opposition. At least there is direction there. At least you can even see that these people, they are going somewhere. At least they are going to, to show, the value of our plural democracy. Because there is no value in our plural democracy if we don't have the opposition. So we need the opposition. So I'm not talking about Brian Mundubile in this regard to campaign for him. No, I'm campaigning for Hakainde Hichilema. But I am also alive to the fact that we are a plural democracy and we need opposition. Opposition is good. Opposition makes those who are in power to work. I am fighting for Hakainde Hichilema and I'm praying that I can be part of government of Hakainde Hichilema. But even when I'll be part of government of Hakainde Hichilema. I want the opposition to be there. So I am very happy. One day you said BM sent you 10,000. Yeah, Bushende Kana. I don't think under 10,000. 10,000, no, since I came out, Mundu has never given me 10,000. Richard Zimba, since I came out, Mundu has never given me 10,000. I did speak about the time when I was stranded. There was a time when I was stranded. Hotel room, ndala na wakoma. Indala manadi pida inashipwa. Va sponsor na bashimia mafoni. Ndetuma, nothing. Abe never sponsor tuwa kwati. Batu yubu kisha kofe kwati ni side chick. Ngawala kanava kashi. Elo baku yubu kishako. Tapali ule asuka. Elo naisa tumina mundu bide. And to me 3 pin for me to pay that room. So you reach at the 10 pin and the point. I've never said Mundu sent me 10 pin when I was out. Yes, when I was in Zambia, Mundu used to help me, but not those amounts that you are talking about anyway. So you reach at the and the 10 pin she yeah, but anyway, the whole point I'm trying to tell you is that he's a good man, and what they have done in Tonse is very good. However, they cannot beat Hakainde Hichilema. They can't. They can't beat Hakainde Hichilema. There is no one who can beat Hakainde Hichilema in 2026 general elections. They can't. They have no capacity. They have no capacity. Even Brian Mundubire, he has no capacity. Brian Mundubire takwe tempia. Takwe tempia. So even you people mweba remu support, you should consider that. Mweba pinanga ine, when you go to Brian Mundubire, know that he doesn't have the money, and support him for the future. Support him for the future, not for money. No, there is no money there. Mweba kweto rupia. Fund Brian Mundubire. Fund Brian Mundubire because iliensa kaidi ayala toworoka without rupia. Ama politics rupia. So ukwa guru rupia iliensa kaidi tapari kwa yalaya. But nangu waba mwapero rupia rero. They cannot win an election. They can't win 2026. How they can't win? Kuli Hakainde Hichilema 30. So even if they had the money today, they can't win 2026. They can't. So even if they have got capacity now, they can't win 2026. Then the other aspect is that some of you are even talking about, no, hey, ECZ is doing imingalato, whatever. Ala ECZ, tualite mungu iwe pesha. Because na at one point na iwe pesha. Baraba maewa zano mess balia. I also said things against her. But surely, she has proved herself. She has proved herself. And, if you finto for Lungu Valelanda, ndef mona nombaka, Balungu, Palibazaromes, I remember very well, Munganda, Muri Balungu, Chongoloso. Balungu told me, Vazalomesi is a credible woman. Balungu told me that Vazalomesi is a credible woman. And he referred to the time that he worked with Vazalomesi when they were, I think, drafting the Electoral Act or something like that. But there was a team, I don't know if it's a commission or whatever, a technical committee where Balungu worked with Vazalomesi. And he spoke about Vazalomesi based on his experience with her. And Balungu told me Zalomesi is a very credible woman. That's what Balungu told me. He told me. And from that time, I became mild in terms of criticizing Vazalomesi. And anyway, true to what Balungu said, Imwe, you were busy accusing Vazalomesi you started saying ECZ is registering people. Is registering people in the stronghold of UPND. That's what you are saying. Remember. And some of you, you were busy. Shan. When the register came out, you were the people that started celebrating to say voter registration looks good. Voter registration favors the opposition. The southern province that you were thinking that they are registering people massively, it was not one of the highest. The highest in terms of voter registration was, in the northern part of Zambia. And, along the rail, Copperbelt and Lusaka. That's what has come out. And yet you are accusing ECZ to say, ECZ, under which constitution? You are lying. At Edina Tahila Chikondi Tembo. Without that kind of name, what can you have in your head? Because Ishinafi takes 80% of your brain. Check your history, you will find out. But anyway, and non-Sharia party constitution, I'm talking about Electoral Act. Now, so bazalomes mwariba vepesha. Yo bazalomes shan. Voter registration yafuma mwambo kusekerera ati mwamona. It is favoring opposition. And yet mwariba yo bazalomes bale chita register ama abantu ku southern province. When voter registration came out, yafuminoko. There is also nishi imbia chitike nobody nefiapa. There is also something else that came up. There's something else that you are accusing ECZ. Hey, ECZ. What was that? There's something that came up. I've forgotten. But even my elections, my elections, ECZ. But my elections, yelaf mafe win off. Oko mwapwala lafi oko mwapwala you don't campaign well. I mean, mula lusa. But where you do well, mula wina. Kupeta uke mwali wina. Kuchawama mwali wina. You see? Then now you are accusing, delimitation. Barechite mingarato. Iyo delimitation na ifuma. Balevati 76 and each province kukafuma 7. I stand to be corrected. 7 constitutions. So where is Mingarato up? Where is Mingarato? Because others, some of you have been insinuating gerrymandering. But where is the gerrymandering? Because right now, from what I've gathered, is that there will be 10 constituencies from each province. 10 constituencies from each province. And ECZ has gone out to engage people. They are going to be having meetings in the districts for people to suggest the names, for people to, to talk about the boundaries. I mean, in all fairness, I think Evazalomes must be commended. Mingarato. But really, I think Vazalomesi and her commission, they have lived above board, because in most of the accusations that we have done, ECZ has proved most of you naysayers wrong. They have proved you wrong. So anyway, what I'm talking about is that even in terms of Mingarato, there is no need for a Mingarato. Cornelius Mwita said the Mingarato will be in high gear. That is just a psychological opium. Not a psychological opium, psychological drug to daze you. That's all. That is a psychological, drug that he was giving you, psychological, what do you call? Afita chani chamba. But there's a word I'm looking for. You know, it just, there is no mingalato. There is no need for mingalato. There is no need for imingalato. There is no need for imingalato. UPND does not need imingalato to win 2026 general elections, particularly on Hakainde Hichilema. They don't need. And with the credibility of ECZ, this is why I've been saying that Ama independence, you know, with the credibility of ECZ, you will see some members of parliament tumbling. You will see. I think I'm anticipating a free and fair elections than ever before. Mungu mfuikishapo. I'm expecting a free and fair election in 2026 than ever before. Why do I say that? I say this owing to where we have come from. We have had so many by-elections, no issues of political violence. ECZ has delivered according to the way people have voted. So I'm anticipating, and if you look at the ECZ, they have been thorough. They have been diligent in the way they have been doing things. So I'm really expecting a free and fair elections whereby abantu abalefipangatiyo ine ndimu ruling party nkawina, they will not be able to get it this time around. We are going to have a free and fair election. And that's why our parliament is going to be quite diverse. Our parliament is going to be quite diverse. So, the point is that Hakainde Hichilema is winning. And ukuwina kwakwe, he doesn't need imingalato. So those of you who are agitating, your ECZ, hey, imingalato, there is no need for imingalato. There is no need. There is no need for political for electoral manipulation. There is no need. There is no need. No need for political manipulation. Tapari. He can straight. Akawina fi Hakainde Hichilema will just win straight. Clean. So clean. Akaiwina. Landslide victory. Bamundu will pay 200,000 votes. Bamundu will pay 200,000 votes. Hakainde Hichilema akalopola 7 million chakuti. Ndemieba 7 million chakuti. Unless abantu abavote. Ababambya bashalaba. Awe bakala imapofi. Kawama 0. So there is no need for imingalato. Don't even start getting apprehensive. Yoba UPND, yoba kebama votsi, yoba kachitarigi tapali. There is no need. Mule chitarigi ama votsi kuli banani na imwe. Mule chitarigi ama votsi kuli banani. Efe mwala churi lefe akola chitarigi. Finch mwala churi. Tapali. Hakainde Hichilema is as good as unopposed. So tapali nefe akola timu. Vale miwepa. Ba ECZ, vale te mingarato. Ba ECZ, tapali nefe mingarato. Tapali. Ero vale landa ti mingarato. Mingarato. We mundu tawa ni nsapato shave yama. Nsapato sha lukungu. Ero landa ti yo. Baka njibira ma vote. Ala. So, there is no way. So, there is no need of imingalato. But let me tell you, imagine, even if the opposition were strong, UPND is quite experienced in terms of elections. Even if you to say, okatingandangwat mingalato, ngakwali opposition yakosa. One thing I can tell you is that UPND is quite experienced in managing elections. So now what you cannot beat Hakainde Hichilema or UPND in a mingarato. You can't. I mean, these people have been participating in elections for how many times? Hakainde Hichilema failed how many times? And he came and won an election with over 1 million. Mulemona tukwangala. Mulemona tukwangala. And UPND, by the way, you have to know, these by UPND, they work with political experts, political and electoral experts. Avena Tony Blair bali. Mula mwali yumfwa. Tony Blair shan yuko whatever. Na banani yuko ku South Africa. Emu baba. Eko mwise mulusa imweta mwakwa tana mananikani nama experts. Aba kumichita advice. Tamwakwa. UPND ni science. Ama elections ya ku UPND ni science. Ni science, ni mathematics. You lost ama elections mwalimu power. You lost ama elections mwalimu power mwalusa. Nomba aka inde ichilema alimu power. So langwati ngarefuati avike mwemingara to kuti mwapusuka. So in every way tafilipanga sense. Apart from that, let me tell you, muchalo fo chava fie. Nangu kuti wa wina mavoti so. Na wina. Kateko ulipo. Nga chakwa tarifu kupera power. Techa kupere power. Ndemieva. Mwira ivepa. No, it's people who voting. For what to vote. We are the opposition. And I'm telling you, power instrument of power to shift. Palibo wile palia. It is political. What is it? Juvenile. To think that, you know, abantu nga bakuvotera ntari achapwa. You are being naive. You are being naive. You are being naive big time. If you think at you abantu bakamvotera, bamvotera, ningwina. Ma. Papa you send the instrument of power, pali bobwire. So, ishirenda tifika chitika, it's not possible tafika chitika ifyo, but ndefo kumiyebo kwa wati. You know, umuntu kutalusa ma elections, no kukana fyo, akana. It has happened in other countries where somebody has won my elections. Instead of going to State House, bamuikata balonga. Instead of ukuya ku State House, I am exile. Yarikosa. Mwida ive patari. It is not easy to get the instrument of power. It is not easy. It is not easy. Tekwa kuisana mataki, you know, you come with pomp. No. Yeah. You will never get power. That akainde ichilema. Not that he cannot. No, I'm not saying he will not. If he loses, no, he cannot. No, I'm just telling you the reality. Because even sometimes akainde ichilema and therefore I know I want to whatever. But other people will say, hey, sit down here. Where are you going? Sit down here. You are not going anywhere. You are a president. You are going to continue, whether you like it or not. Some of these presidents that continued in power, they didn't want to continue. But they were forced to be there, to stay there. Power te yako angalira ko politics te havana. So, in every way, different spheres that you can think of, Hakainde Hichilema is not losing power. Is not. Hakainde Hichilema is not losing power in 2026. So the whimsy ideas of saying, hey, tushike mu South Africa, then tukesa shikula after 2026, mule ive perfect at fichtike. So chirechi tumbi chiria. The best that you need is to discuss that we bury in Zambia, we sort out these, we resolve these issues. Because ukushika walungu mu South Africa, it's tricky. It's tricky. That is another area that we should think of. Ukushika walungu mu South Africa, it is tricky. Very tricky. Even Malukulomu in Makebi Zulu knows this. The government of South Africa and the people of South Africa, you think they want Lungu to be buried in South Africa? Imanga mwaikala futi apopene muikerefye. Mulaivepa. You cheat yourselves nga mwaikala. Muletongole mbalala. Muleno wakachasu. Nga mwachingirira mufye. Bushe, you think the government of South Africa and the people of South Africa want Edgar Lungu to be buried in South Africa? Do you really think that government wants Edgar Lungu to be buried there? They have said it. Several times they have said it. Our desire is that the former head of state is given a dignified funeral and buried in Zambia. They have said it at different levels of government in South Africa. They have said it. Even the president sent a minister to Zambia to come and see our president. What do you think they were talking about? And even when he came out, he said it. We want. They can't just come out as a government and embarrass the family to say, Imo imeni kavieni. But they have been saying it. We want this man to be buried back in his country. So, as much as, yes, courts are there and whatever, but even Yama courts, even Yama judges, nabo bantu. Yes, at the moment this case has gone to the court, to the Supreme Court of Appeal. Even there, even if it will go to the Constitutional Court, kwa Yama judges nabo bantu. You think those judges, they will like it to say, we bury Edgar Lungu here. No. Edgar Lungu will be buried in Zambia. That's for sure. Edgar Lungu will be buried in Zambia. We just have to manage the circumstances. We have to manage the impasse. I do recognize that there is an impasse. We have to manage the impasse. And I'm telling you, I am offering myself. To negotiate for you. Kutima mone feeling de sabaira yo delan de you know ndanda kwati nde second whatever, but I'm a very serious man. A very serious man. A man that can win for you. In the Lungu family, I'm appealing to you. Lelo, I'm appealing to you, Lungu family. Yes, I've said a lot of things and whatever, but I'm telling you, let me negotiate for you. Makebi Zulu is just manipulating you. Makebi Zulu is just manipulating you. Makebi Zulu is using you to push his agenda. I can negotiate for you. I'm telling you, I can negotiate for you. I can leave this country and negotiate for you. I know you will say, no, how can you negotiate for the Lungu family? You have failed to negotiate for yourself. Fiapusana. I'm not a son of the president. I'm not a son of the president. I'm not a son of a former president, so to say. I'm not a son of a former president. I'm not a widow of a former president. I'm not. Tasila and his family and his siblings, those are children of a former head of state. Esther Lungu, she's a wife of a former head of state. Muntwandi pakulu palya. Pakulu. That is big. That is big. You can't compare na natural fatayari yawe. Tamwa ishwa no kwa lalawata. I heard that where my father was buried, Pafisenge, I heard na maplot wale pera pona maplot. I'm just a nobody, me. I'm a nobody. Nakaka tafe pakanwa. Chapo. I'm a nobody. So to negotiate is difficult for me. To negotiate for myself, to negotiate my cases. But imwe, the Lungu family, if you give me that responsibility, nishinanena shukirapo. Makebi Zulu is in the country and walking arrogantly. He's not being touched. He's not being touched because of ichitumbi. Because of ichitumbi, ndeni yeba na inenga na isa nama bags ya kirikiti na isa mkucha negotiate. Barrio ya Lungu. Tawa kanjikate na inenishi na shukirapo. Because one of the agendas that I'll put to say, you know, before I land, I'll tell them, you know, I'm coming to negotiate for Edgar Lungu's burial. And when I come in the country, takuli wa kunjikata. Next is we need to discuss. Imira ndushawa mayewa Esther chikawashani. Next imira ndushawa tasira chikawashani. Next imira ndushawa nanikane Dari Solungu chikawashani. Next imira ndushawa nanikane tuka. These are the real issues surrounding the burial of Edgar Lungu. Not if Makebi Zulu Amivive party. No, we are not discussing, you know, the cases of the family. Fiabu fifidia. Fiabu fi. And in Ndefok Miewa Imwe, you know the Lungu family. I'm telling you the truth. These are the real issues. I can discuss for you the real issues. Not if you are fidia at your Edgar Lungu's story, whatever nonsense. If you are fidia, if you tenchito, it's your life. If you tenchito, at this moment, Valungu bali fokali. And this is the truth. I'm not trying to be whatever to demean the man. No, the man is gone. Even when you have got a family, by Esther, you have got a family, you have got a life. Tasila Lungu and everybody else, you have got a life. How are you going to live your life? That is the issue that you should be looking at. How are you going to live your life? How are you going to continue with your life? How are you going to continue with your life? Are you going to live a life of somebody who is already gone? Lungu is already gone. So that nonsense of saying, no, Edgar Lungu story, how would that help you? How would that help you? My story yabu fear yakwa Makebi Zulu. My story yachawe fear yakwa Makebi Zulu wants that to prolong. The longer it stays, the longer it stays, it gives a Makebi Zulu more time to campaign. It gives Makebi Zulu more relevance. But what about your life? What about your life? What about your life? Apamoikala 8 months, I'm very sure you have seen how difficult it is to stay out there. You have seen. I thank God that I share your experience. I thank God that I share your experience. So that's why some of these things, but you know, they give us you know, an insight into something that you would otherwise you would not know if you had not gone through it. I have been out here. I am relatively quite okay. Kunomisha takobe famalaiti yaleya shani. I mean, even when we don't have money, somehow we look okay. We are okay. We just get up, you know, we just get transport. We go pamo. We start going around to stand ice cream. It's very cheap. Ice cream is very cheap. If you are very cheap, if you are cheaper, you go around, life, quality of life is good here. But at the end of the day, whenever we are passing, they are asking us, you guys, where are you from? And we are reminded, we are not from here. No, we are from Zambia. Apanda furuka ndafuruka isavi didia. You know, isavi didia grilled fish. That grilled fish ya pambabula. Uledia no tumito itre unfuika no konfuika. Ufisika fidia. You know what makes that grilled fish from Mateveto? You know what makes it nice? It is kalya kachena kafisikisa kalya, you know, imitoi shilya, ulelia kulina imitoi, nechushi, chankuni, chamanasha, shile unfuika. You miss that. You miss that, muntu wandi. Tiboni yakuno, tiboni namashesu, shali wama. You miss that, just that. Ushinguluke, wapita kupanda nikani pa North Mid pale. Wapitana kupa North Mid pale, wamona kutuwa iche, shani, upitene, wako kuchika, chani. Ushe Chicago's oko yaba. Oko ichili Chicago's. Wako pa Chicago's pale. Wamona ko shani, big buyer, life yesu ilia. Life yesu. No kukisha kumbikuli ukwatemo bachongololo kuli. Ukwatemo bachongololo kuli. Amkuita chani mwe. Yeah, achani. Hii club ya vera kula nikane ku Twin Pub. What is that? Njibukisheni ko. Granddaddies, yes, granddaddies. Granddaddies. Ngana ishipasa nga ya pasa wa yako pa granddaddies. Kwa wasanga utuma celebrities naba kashibabo shan naba fualo twipi walo le shan what t-shirt. If I was not 50 years old, you see, life, you don't think of a win no muntu andidi ya life. You don't think of a win no le pitana le posha abantu muchibemba muni shani kulika chepa. To aliverera finga diba esta bali verera bali kwata mabala bali kwatofu bachita shani bali ba busy ba esta. I'm sure ba esta tavekere wino kuli avekere kuli. Amabala yabo fida bachita shani takuli bali temu kulima ba esta. Bali temu kulima bali temu itoku chita. Mu South Africa she can't do that. Takwaba mabala kuli. Takwaba mabala. Vekere fe munganda. So for all this time vekere fe munganda. Vekara fe munganda te chibaye bapitane ko na bunanika na chibaye kuma mo bachite shani tete. For how long will Esther stay like that? For how long? I'm sure Esther would want to have her life in Zambia. I'm sure she would want to have her life in Zambia normally. When you talk about bananika na avena tasida na wonseva, I'm sure they would want to have her life. Those are Zambians. Tasira, yes, she grew up in America and whatever, but she is a Zambian. Muzambia lichindikwa. Muna nkane mu street ya kwa America nanuka mchindika. Mu street nga inomba pana kuisa na ba ice. Aba abantu bakwa Trump. Bale imia abantu. Bale imia abantu. Kiri. Utaisanga na mwana former a daughter of a former head of state. Akaisange bakale mdonsanya. Why they can have their life? Uko bada mchita point avena mundu bada muluira. She has got a political life. She has got a political life. Given the situation, if impasse yaba resolved, Tasira has got a future. Tasira has got a future. Tasira has got a future. Even Muliaka in the Ichilema. That girl can be appointed. No more and Mwanza. Once they can contribute to our country. They can live a normal life, a happy life, a qualitable life. But because of Makebi Zulu number, na batutubala kwati ninkoko, esho babikire muchitere. Bekere kwati ninkoko babikire muchitere na bakomako nubukomako. Bashinguluka basompa kwa matawa babwekera muchitere. Basompa kwa matawa babwekera muchitere. I don't think that's the kind of life that you want to continue living. Whilst Makebi Zulu umitumfya iyo Edgar Lungu story uyo alelia mango Mzambi. And our mangoes are very sweet. I miss them. Mangoes are very sweet. Me, I've moved around even in South Africa. The mango ya kumyesu yali lowa. Kuno fi mango ko fya befi kulu but nothing muntu andi ngoredi akwati ni chivita formulate. Uyo ali Makebi ali pitana ali wera imona mushara na mkomeno kwati ninkoko. That is not a qualitable life. But you are living that life that you are living in South Africa. For who? For what? Balungu balifwa. Balungu balia. But change mwala konkanishapo. Why are you going to continue living worse than refugees? Because na life yandia wapona bwi. Imwe you are not free. Ngaba misanga mule pitana ine ndapitana kuno ndapitana. Some Zambians who have come here, they have met me ndepitana. Imwanga mwakumanya bakala midabo abantu aba. Their father is in the mortuary and very pitana. Their husband is in the mortuary but very pitana. So you are worse off than me. You are worse off than me. Mwete timuchi tentuanikane ine. Ndafichanganya no kufichanganya kunokuni nafichanganya. Especially nga mwantumina ko balabale ntumina ko twa kuntumina ko mwantumina ko kangwe. Nakashugira. Ndafichanganya no kufichanganya nako kuchankati. Kwali bachankati kuno mdala. Ni Sodoma na Gomora. Sodoma na Gomora. Nomba mwete timupite ko konsekuri. Quality of life, you are not enjoying it. Lungu was a former head of state. You are supposed to be living better. You are supposed to be living better. And given somebody who is pragmatic, your impasse can be resolved. I can tell you, your impasse can be resolved. Just call me. You have my numbers. You have my numbers. You have my numbers. Just tell me. Dad, engage for us. I'm your mbuya. Whatever I've said and whatever it is, you can put that aside. You can put that aside. We go and engage. Bama Esther. I'm telling you. I can go and engage. Yarama flat yenueli. I can go and engage. Won't say that navig imwe. Let's cheat. But can let I enjoy those properties. Let her live her life. These are the real issues, not Lungu quality of life. I can go and negotiate. Walava in the Chinimakutina Ava Mona Muzambia. Erote Tivanjikate. Filavine Makebi Zulu Tawale Muikata because Makebi Zulu, if Tawale Muikata, Alastefia Wupuba because of Chitumbi. Makebi Zulu Alastefia Wupuba. Such that if it was not in the Chitumbi, Ngabari Muikata Makebi. Nomba Monando Chitumbi, Alikwataka immunity. Na inewe ngamwampera nomba mwampera makanomba na ine kukata immunity. Tetivanjikate waka inde ichirema kuti na aya ingira songa ni ku community house kuti twalanda fe bwino. We can agree and I can negotiate realistically, not if yabu fi if yakweba tiyomu Edgar Lungu story fyabu fifidia. Ama issues, it's about your life. How will your life continue? How will your life continue? Ukwabe na mnduwele mchita point bati mule waya. Tasila wants, I'm sure Tasila wants to progress in her political life. She just started. She's a maiden in her political life. She was a member of parliament wapwa because of Ichitumbi. But we shava yakali. Now she lost that seat. When she could be actively contributing to the welfare of our country and the people. My appointment, I'm very sure. I saw Chris Zumanizimba. Chris Zumanizimba is a scientist, he's a doctor. There is no way Chris Zumanizimba would come and read a paper and say we have appointed Tasira if he had not spoken to Tasira. I am very sure that there is no way Chris Zumanizimba will come and read a name of Tasira Lungu to say she has been appointed if he had not spoken to Tasira. The challenge is, how does Tasira come out and accept to say, yes, I accept publicly when Bawishi when the family is embroidered in this nonsense. And Makebi Zulu is on the opposite side. So ili ashapa te Tasira whether Tasira is accepting Mundubira's appointment or not. It is the family situation and Makebi Zulu, because Makebi Zulu is fighting against the Brian Mundubira. And it does not work well for Makebi Zulu. It doesn't work well for Makebi Zulu for Tasira to accept that appointment. It doesn't. So it is very difficult. I am very sure where Tasira is. She's grappling with this issue to say, how do I accept this appointment? When my family is in mourning, Ichitumbi, Chirimochari. How do I accept when our spokesperson is fighting the person that has appointed me? I am very sure these are the conflicts that Tasira Lungu has. I don't think it is about, Tasira has rejected. I don't think so. It is not, I don't believe it anyway. I can't say it's not true, but I'm telling you, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Tasira has got a Facebook page, by the way. Tasira has got a Facebook page where she releases statements. And I'm very sure, had it not been for this confusion, this impasse, had it not been for Makebi Zulu being part of the politics now, I'm sure Tasira would have issued a statement to clarify to everybody what her position is. But she's conflicted. She's finding it difficult to post on her Facebook page and clarify to the nation whether she has accepted or not, or what indeed is her political plan. I'm sure. But why? Because of the impasse. Because of the impasse. Why should that be? Why should that be prolonged? Why should it be protracted when it can easily be resolved? That issue can be resolved in them ever. Inenga mwampela tayari negotiate for us. If you inende moneka cantankerous, I'm telling you, I can negotiate for you, and that issue can be resolved within 3 days. One day na Africa, Mozambique, and I start talking to people in State House. The following day, I will be sitting with Aka in the each them. Before the end of the day, we would agree. The third day, I will be coming back to you, telling you to say, let's pack our bags. We are going back to Zambia. Because there is nothing if you go back to Shana. It is about the freedom of the Lungu family, starting with Esther. Esther doesn't want to stay in South Africa. I can bet on that. I know Esther is a very busy woman. Very busy woman. There is no way Esther would want to stay in South Africa. No, she doesn't want to stay in South Africa. She wants to be back in Zambia and continue with her life. The children, some of these, they are professionals. Some of the Lungu family's children, they are lawyers. I mean, we are messing up her career. She was recently just called to the bar. She's supposed to be progressing in her career. But because of the impasse, those people are heaped together like bags of maize of FRA, packed mushed here to South Africa, when they are supposed to be contributing to the welfare of the country. Man, nonsense, just because of Makebi Zulu. Mutamfiani Makebi Zulu, call me in. Call me in. I will negotiate for you and I will negotiate for myself. You know, kubika puna ineba kateka, timbwekere mbwekere kuntuankan. Na putna shukira mo. That will be your payment. That will be my payment. Ngamwampera maka ya kututa negotiate. That will be my payment. The payment that I will get na inenka chitako negotiate utuma cases 20. Tuke kare chapo. And then you can decide whether you continue, whether you go with Tonse or whatever. Life will continue. Makebi Zulu. Ale milira masukupa mitwe. Makebi Zulu is abusing you. Makebi Zulu is manipulating you. I know that Esther, the issue is, I mean, how do I go back to Zambia when I'm facing these charges? How can I go back to Zambia when Mwalindongere kwa Ibex? These are the real issues. Mwalindongere kwa Ibex. No mbe finaba lubandibafwa. When Esther was put in Ibex police station, Lungu stayed outside to make sure that she's released. Now that Lungu is dead, who is going to protect her? These are issues that are preoccupying her. Not if you are what those are the real issues. Those are the real issues. Tasira winengaisa Muzambia. What will happen to Tasira? And all these others, that is their preoccupation. These are the things that needs to be discussed with you, PND. Open the mdala, open the kwa. Must discuss real issues and you resolve. Not if you have a puwef. Makebi Zulu is taking advantage of the situation. Tasira, you are missing out. You already lost as a member of parliament. You lost because of this impasse. You didn't need to lose your seat. And then what is your future? What is your future? We don't need this. For how long are you going to continue? Because Hakainde Hichilema is there for the next 5 years, maybe even beyond. Maybe even beyond. That's why Mama said 2031, you don't know. 5 years Ikurusan. A lot can happen. That constitution is not cast in concrete, whereby it cannot be changed. It can be changed. So it is possible that Hakainde Hichilema can even go beyond 2031. Muke kalafek South Africa. So, kwate nyamano bane, engage people that can practically and effectively look at your issues and resolve those issues. Not if you are kuma court. Because at the end of the day, if you are kuma court na fiena, I mean, at the end of the day, me, I'm seeing this case being rude against the family. How will that go? It won't go well, Mwevantu. Very realistic. But if you're done, yes, I can talk like this. I may not be so felicitous in the way that I bring out issues. But I say the real things as they are. These are the real things that I'm talking about you. I'm looking at your life. How will your life be? Hakainde Hichilema is going to continue. Hakainde Hichilema is not losing power in 2026. Ngai mochikawa shani for the next 5 years. Kwate nyamano. Even some of you say, hey, Daddy is not stable. Daddy is not stable. Hey, Daddy, he is going to Mundubire. Kuisa. Ishiri chipuba ini. Ineni njishwe filichitika. I also want to come back. Me, I will come back. I'm very sure. I will come back. I'm coming back to Zambia. I will come back. But I'm looking at your issues. Anyway, I've said all this prompted by this debate. Has Makebi Zulu, has Tasira been appointed by Brian Mundubire? Has she accepted or rejected? Those who are busy screaming to say, no, she has rejected, no, she cannot betray, whatever. Murinsoka, you don't care for Tasira. You don't care for their lives. You are pushing your political agenda. But Tasira has got a real life to live. Her siblings, they have got a real life to live. Mayowa Esther Lungu, she has got a real life to lead. Look at that. Aba afwa tababuela. The dead are dead. They are dead and they are gone. You have got a life to lead. How are you going to live it? How are you going to live it? He doesn't feel anything. But you, who are sitting in South Africa, looking at each other and whatever, you are feeling it. You are feeling it. I know you are feeling it. I know you are not happy. South Africa is a developed country, is more developed than Zambia, but I know you wish you were in Zambia. Even me, who is in a country that is more developed, even our mufiaro mumbiumo, America and whatever, they will tell you that home is home. Just that kulia bala bombako tuchito bale fola koka pia. But if they had the opportunity to work in Zambia, like Tasila, because Tasila and the family, those have opportunity to serve in the country. They have opportunity. So even those who are mufialo, those who are outside the country, who are working different jobs, it's some, for lack of a better word, it's some economic slavery. It's some economic slavery. But if they have an opportunity in Zambia, they would be better off in Zambia. Nalanda, appoint me. And don't think that no, Tahari, who is going to listen to Tahari? Balangumfwa, they listen to me. And ngana timbe serious, ndaba serious. Ngana serious, ndaba serious. Ngande pepa. If I mean to pray, I pray. Serious. And I tell you, I can crack this deal. I can crack a deal for you. Within 3 days, I can crack a deal, a good deal. Because now I can't if you are real, not if you are going. If you are real, Vakateka. Think of it. I want to finish. And I'm very sure I can will be able to listen. Not our at Archbishop. Archbishop what beat against Aka engage them. Archbishop, these people, unfortunately, Archbishop Mpundu, no, not Archbishop Mpundu, Archbishop Alik Banda. These people, they like it. Alik Banda like this kind of situation. Alik Banda wants to embarrass Haka in the Ichirem. They want to embarrass Haka in the Ichirem. They are not realistic. They are not looking at your welfare. In a panonde mieva. Whichever way I've said it, I may not be so euphemistic, but what I've said here is the truth. Kutimwatu mama phone. Kutimwatu mama phone. Na asha ma phone number. But I was praying for you to come back home. Now I know it's a waste of time. It doesn't matter. You are Piri Landison. It doesn't matter what you think. Who are you? It doesn't matter what you think. Whether I come home or I don't come home, who are you? How does it even affect your life? How does it affect my life by the fact that you wish I shouldn't come? How does it even affect your life? How does it affect my life? But I can tell you, Piri Landison, I will come home. I will come home. Whether you pray for me or not, I will come home. Zambia is my country. Zambia is my country, and Haka in the Ichirema. And the rest, Ishaiba, by the way, that is the goodness. Me, I'm not a corrupt guy. No, I'm not corrupt. Ishaiba. Kulanda, Viandefo Ndanda. If you feel Ndanga Chaku Kalipa. Wantola ku police, but otherwise, Munto and Ndanda, Ndanda, and Ndanda most of the times. Fishinka. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Precious.
How are you?
Fine. I chime, Precious.
Yes, how are you?
Good.
I'm okay. Yes, I want to respond on where you said that she should negotiate. But I always tell you that don't bother about when Tasira she rejected. Don't even doubt it. Get it from me.
Wakambanae.
She rejected.
Wakambanae Tasira. Wakambanae. Leka nikuuze iwe. Leka nikuuze. Tasira uja. Wakambanae. The question is wakambanae.
I don't have to disclose anything here. When I talk to her, I do not talk to her. You just know that I'm the one telling you that she rejected. And do expect Tasila? Do expect Tasila to stick that law, to join the fake alliance that we don't even know? Because the father, before he died, he instructed, he wrote on his page. All of us we saw. Even myself, I even commented on that page.
Do you know who was writing?
Who knew that there was betrayals? Let me talk, okay, so that you can listen. You should know. If you are in darkness, may I have said that you are in darkness. Keep on talking about bad things about Makebi. Makebi is the one who is going to bring truth to the nation. I'm not lying to you. Get it from me. Lungu knew that betrayers were there, but he didn't know who was the betrayers. But we thank God for his death, because now we have known the true color of those people who pretended to love him. From there, you think like even us who supported him 100%, we can tolerate people to take advantage of Tasira when she's still mourning the father. And this government, if they really wanted Lungu, if they loved Lungu, why did they deny him to go for medical treatment? So which fake sympathy can they show? And you think like us who supported Lungu 100%, us who loved him, me and Precious Inongo Mieta, we even went to prison for that gassing issue just to save my president. Because my president, he was accused of gassing innocent Zambians. From there, when they came in power, they failed to remove his immunity. What did I do? I gave the information that I was told by the same person who was in their government. That time they were in opposition, and that Muchindu, he was the secretary for Toma constituency, and they know Muchindu. And Muchindu is the one who explained everything. He exposed a lot of things. And some of the higher authorities, they had that information. But when I talked, I looked foolish. From now on, but if you want to talk about Akainde Chilema, who you are supporting. Forget about Tasira, forget about Makebi Zulu. But Makebi Zulu, if you think like he's a betrayer, it's okay. But us who know the truth about the use, Makebi Zulu is a useful man, is a wise man who is going to bring truth to the nation. So don't be cheated by whoever we tell you that Tasira accepted that offer. She did not accept. And don't expect her to start now being all over social media. She's still mourning the father. She's a normal person. She's not mad.
Okay, Tuamvera.
You can do that.
Tuamvera.
Especially that mambo kama pale wa Makebi Zulu, mambo kama pale wa Natasira, because he said, this is to a pen.
Okay.
Who died a penny for this. And we cannot expect you people to continue deceiving the people of Zambia.
Zikomo.
When it comes to you now talking about the family of Lungu.
Zikomo naiwe Tamvera naiwe. Mutili parali ya Makebi. Bye.
We are going to come back.
Bye. And I am MZ good. Uja kuti anjipafe no kunjipa yao. MZ kunkala president. Ni marukula uya. Kutakutowa sando. Hello? 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 You are going to come back and Makebi. Ndala ngayachitikia kwa Makebi ya straight up nomba kutamba fika tuishi nomba ndala nomba te tichitike mndala yote apa Makebi Zulu akatuisha akaenda ichile mare bwera mwira ibepa no kuibepa. Makebi Zulu ali ukutali sana, ukutali. I will be president before Makebi Zulu becomes president. That I can assure you. Inga kuko ngati mulaini mulaini inkaba president before Makebi Zulu ero even ngana ba president ngana fumapo uke sapo futi tema Makebi Zulu ngato atukonke felaini ukukonka laini so Makebi Zulu ali kutarisa na mulaini. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Ted.
Good evening.
That's Mr. Ted on the call.
It's you on the call and it's Tayari on the other side. Please go ahead.
Okay, how is the evening, sir?
You and I, Tetrande for 3 4 hours. How is the evening? Eh? How is the evening? Eh? Now, Munigero, you, I'm a guy's vaso. You wonder, could you afford a gero if you? Tampa, some of you might check. If now gero from Tampa. Eh? How is the evening? How was the weekend? Those are not questions that you ask. Those are not questions that you ask Pafoni. What do you mean a gero? How was the weekend? Means you are boring. Kulando tuma story. I think mfiro kutamboku mifunde fya kufua abagero because mule tuchitobu vifwe bakaramba nao. Nwesa nganomba awa icheno mba bale isakuli ifwe bale mishaimwe because tamwishwe fya kufua abagero. It's a problem. How is the evening? Yeah, how is the evening? I tell my question if we don't push on. How is the evening? How was your weekend? Why should Charlie you are boring chigai? Charlie you are boring chigai. The check what the vibe. Anyway, Adshan. Stop embarrassing. We'll watch our child for your children. We'll watch our child for stop embarrassing fish. Ore mwanakwati na oli muntu sana. I will stop praying for you. Kavio kule mwanati alo iwe chiranson na desa de takumfona kukumfu. Kavio nikaba nto vale mpepela notiwe. Mwansa Chisunka. Guys are looking at how is the evening? How was the weekend? Why should he's a useless guy? Takwata vibe. Yeah. The dancer was Chirishan, tamkwete phone number. Tamulesumi nishatinka be negotiate waba Lungu family. Don't you agree? Don't you think I can negotiate for them? I can negotiate for them proper muntu andiso. Proper, not if you are chave fee. Hey, whatever. Hey, Lungu story. Fia puba fia stuff go tenenchito. Inchito, iliashi. Ilia Lungu family bakekala shani. Eliashi bakekala shani. How are they going to continue their life after the departure of Edgar Lungu? How are they going to continue? That is the issue. That is what should be discussed. Not if you are mwale mkanyoku ya hospital, whatever. I mean, Lungu will never come back. Lungu will never come back. Lungu will never come back. You can say whatever you want. Lungu will never come back. You never come back. The issue is imwe. Mwewa shala. Mwalaika la shani. Apono mba mwamba no kulataika ba pule. No, she has rejected. Kuisa iwe pule. Have you spoken to Tasira? What about Chris Zumanizimba? Do you think Chris Zumanizimba had pena to just come up and say, we have appointed this woman? No, she can't talk. She can't come on social media. Yes, you don't want her to talk. That's why you are talking to her. You are lying. Hello?
Hello, Secretary. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Fine, thank you. This is me. I'm now becoming one of your regular callers. I'm calling from Deke Township here in Dola. Definitely, you will come back to Zambia. Just a matter of time till February.
I will. I'm a Zambian.
Be able to come back. This is your country. You will not be there for the rest of your life. It is just a matter of time. Patience, space. Take your time. You will definitely come back here. But having said that, I know you can be a very good negotiator in an event that you are given that opportunity to negotiate on behalf of the Lungu family. Now, the challenge that I see here is that, these people, the Lungu family, up to date, they have not yet officially lodged in an appeal in the South African Supreme Court. And today is the 80th, if I'm not mistaken. Meaning, up to 11, if they do
but
not...
Meji. Muzimvera na imwe. Muzimvera. Don't just call and mislead people when I've even discussed this matter. I discussed, and it's you who raised this point.
Okay.
And I discussed it, extensively explaining about that situation. And you are coming back with the same narrative to say they have not launched an appeal. I mean, you are totally wrong. The appeal has already been launched. The appeal has already been launched. Okay. The only thing which Bakabesha spoke about are the submissions, which means the grounds of appeal.
Okay.
The appeal is already there. It was rejected at first, but it was appealed against, and finally the appeals court granted them that they can appeal. So the appeal has been launched. What Bakabesha was talking about is submissions, the grounds of appeal. We are appealing on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Bakabesha said they have up to 11th now. 11th is Wednesday. And there is nothing wrong in filing submissions even on the 11th hour. So there is nothing wrong even for submitting those grounds of appeal on Wednesday itself in the evening before the court closes. If they can file in, there is no problem. So that narrative of saying they have not, that one, Tivareko, Tien Tizikamba, Valungu family, Bazankara Bwanji.
I hear you loud and clear. Now, allow me to take this opportunity and appeal to President Hakainde Hichilema, who is in South Africa. He must try everything possible at his disposal and meet the Lungu family so that this issue
again
can have a closure.
On that one. Because this is a narrative that some people have been saying, no, President Hakainde Hichilema should have gone to South Africa to meet the family and whatever. You have to also understand that Hakainde Hichilema is a state institution. Right. State institution is not an individual like you and I. Pamena ariri uja Hakainde Hichilema. Even kwenda chape, even if I'm just saying, just for people to understand. Even if Hakainde Hichilema is a girlfriend to South Africa, Africa to South Africa, to see that girlfriend is not easy. It's not easy. Africa to South Africa, so get awake and South Africa. I'm just saying, I'm not saying he has. But just to see him, why is it difficult? Why is it that it is difficult for you and I to see the president? Why is it difficult? Is it because Hakainde Hichilema doesn't want to see us? No. Hakainde Hichilema is an institution. Is a state institution. So when Hakainde Hichilema is moving, even to go and see Esther Lungu, hey, it's big one. It's big. Even if he wanted, he want to see. And like I've given an example, not even by Esther Lungu, I've given an example of a girlfriend. Kuti Hakainde Hichilema muone muntu wanga. It's difficult. That office is very difficult because the people that who are coming to see you must be cleared. The people people that you are, that the people, ni brother wako so muntu, afika pagete, no, I want to see Chulufatayadi. Mdala, if that person has not been cleared, you cannot go and see the president. It's very difficult. He's an institution. Okay. So we should not simplify things so much to say, no, we take presidents very simple. We take presidents very simple. I'm taking advantage of your question, to talk even to some of these other opposition who have been saying, no, Hakainde Hichilema should have done this. No, that one is an institution. And whatever he does must be according to that institution. Even the diplomacy.
Oh, yes.
Bakapokola wafunika waendako kuti. Manje ku South Africa tina bakapokola. Tilibe bakapokola. And the South African government might even say uyu muntu is under protection. Manje mukaendako kuja kapena muzawa paya, kapena muzachita chani. It is complicated. It is not as simple as that. It is not as simple as that. The people who talk like that, Monga Kalaba. Kalaba is so ignorant. Hari Kalaba is so ignorant. He thinks he knows. But the guy is so ignorant. He simplifies his things. If it was me, I can do this. If it was me, you just see that Uyumuntu, they don't know what we call statecraft. There is what we call statecraft. Statecraft, you can't just do anything as a president. You can't. Monga ijameni wanatenga phone wandani waja. Bashon tembo. Wafakana nani kane malive na mafoni. Batenga phone. I'm calling the president. Really? Really? The president, you just see that. You see that they don't appreciate the presidency.
You last wait. Are we together, Chilfatayadi?
Yes.
I just want to address Bahari Kalaba. He's been in government. He has served as foreign affairs minister. But the kind of politics that he is doing rather kindergarten politics.
Okay, you were change to see him. Okay, me change to see. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Tayad.
Good evening.
Yes, the other day your callers insulted the hair out of me.
Ati?
I'm saying the other day your callers insulted the hair out of me.
Did they?
The time I was talking about the dollar, the price of the dollar and everything.
But manje na iwe ulinaka mtima kopepuka na iwe. Nkani za the other day ukalinazo wazisungirira, even in me unanitumira ka message ukali kukamba hapo. Muntu wanga, Vera, leka nikuuze. When you come in the public, monga ifoni amene uchaya hapa. Ni pa public. Bantu bamene bamvera ni bambiri. There are a lot of people that are listening. And you can't control. Mvela, leka nisilize na iwe. Mvela. I want to tell you. Mvela. You should listen. Wait. Nizakujuba. Uzasala chikubaba kumtima. So leka nikuuze first. Ukabwera pa platform. When you come on the platform, when a public platform, what you say, you should be ready for people to say whatever they will say. They will call you are not educated. They will call you are down. They will call you Vela. They will. No, let me tell you. They will call you whatever it is. When you come in the public domain, be ready to be told all sorts of things. Be ready. Even me, look at how many people. You can't control what people think of you. You can't. If they think you are a fool, you can't control that. People think I'm a mushani na bwalie. They don't feed me, and I allow them. So even you, kabula pa public fora, Don't expect that I'm going to control everyone to say, no, musakambe hivi. Let people express themselves.
No, Mr. Tehari,
Kamba.
I feel like this platform, Mr. Tehari, a lot of people are calling.
Yes.
And people have divergent views.
Yes.
And each and every topic that you're going to bring up, people have divergent views. But at the end of the day, let not people call and say, oh, no, that guy from the USA, I think he's a failure. He's
You already know come team my way.
If you talk about Mr. Tehari, if you say I'm a maid here, if you say I'm a maid here, do you know what it means?
What's the problem with being a maid? What's the problem with being a maid?
A maid, the salary that is getting here in the USA, even the president cannot pay that maid there.
No, mamene wambo kamba ni ignorance yo.
So
Okay.
I feel like these guys need to respect maids that are working in the USA. I think it's very important. But then coming to the topic of Makebi, yeah. Coming to the topic of Makebi, I feel like the former first family will not negotiate with the government. They are not ready to bend. And what will happen, because the government has a target, they have to bury his hair before the August election. So they're just going to bury without the family. I think that will definitely happen. The family will not participate in that burial. I'm sure for that, because at the end of the day, they'll keep on fighting, thinking like Makebi Zulu will have a party and win the election, but that might not happen. So let us be ready to bury it here without the family.
Okay, Mwana, thank you. Hello? Hello? Guys, I'm very bueno. Kumuza ati ndimo mameds. Hello? Hello? Naimwe muzika mbako bwino. That's why muleka muntu. Guys, I'm very bueno. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mwabombeni wata.
Yeah, mkwa Mwabombeni.
Yeah, mkwa. Tuanse formulela ndawata, difilise guno, nomba, ine te chinkonde meba kateka jimo, talingo mu konde masana, kuipintu ngurushinga ya sarona de sarava. So, lero problem nga ya isa, naliwe ya shupa. Kuri understanding yenu, afimulela ndase, filife wino, nomba wata, bajineri mbe alaba ya rastu kuranda kupali ijia. Bajineri ya shupa tayari ndelu ya yasi sana, eri ya shindi nono. Wali ba Maria Shamwa ya kwebati tetu mwabikena pamoera na muri barazene no afandi yobari tetu baske direct pamoera na wantu bawo wana ba president nabena tetu baske answer direct wantu bawo ili ashiri aba Lungu abaya ashiri kuru lyali kosa nsafyo mwine ewinda kwa batali nderanda mutsi Kulonga taturi sana kea to alenga ni charo chensu cha chiko. That's why na ngulibaka take off wako sera kwa chawe barete pote ba kuyo kushika. But zero pali ashira ba Lungu mwande nyofo ningalanda kwa nitatura shika techi ndande fingi pati chindecho ningalanda pe. Spiritual yali kuchirira sana. Corona abantu abamapepo muzambia bali kwa tomu kurori takwa bana bashimatu bantu nga bali stirapo fast no kupepera po nemitima shawe shawe ubu watia nga bwana kwa nto babajiri wakateka na nuruko rwabarungu otherwise before ningalanda rwa tayari teti ndande ni pamwera pa mabacteria likuru lyali kubenkana sana na wabena yangu ba Makebi zuru ule barungura Makebi zuru achefu eta solve the problem nderanda mutine watayaki ndipya au kwika muzira mwadina faramina madisia abapo Tinaranda Ngwati, same Pamara Wangfum, which in Infu Wishful. Process the Amfu Mukuma Maka to Enfu Vam Shika, we kept Chenfu Gafu, was at Vam Shika. But quite Baba she came for me. Take to Aranda Nama 6 weeks of what Tapakshu came to. I want to Kumanako say, Kumanako to Chakovachi, Kunsu. Last time we were taken a more from the Vajandra Amashida Kuvachi. In another, if we get a take him for a peaceful case. But one thing I started translate Aratora Mushrain. Because by the Shivio Kuvachi taken the after. Kutika Pufingi. Number you Munandi see, which is a good game. No man laugh of shit. Process Yankan, the Pakovach one shift. Kaumdeka, Tiaretan Bimpata, one more apart. To the church is that. To the church is a few chava. Lava is not spiritual life. But you also quit up our pain. You take at your marriage.
Okay, not that. Okay, that's that. Anyway, you know, there are issues of belief. There are issues of belief. There are issues of superstitions and whatever. But anyway, at the end of the day, must beliefs, some superstitions and whatever. You know, there is a real life here. And the real life at the moment, whether spiritual, whatever, at the moment is that the Lungu family are stuck in South Africa and Chitumbi. That is the real life. That is the real life. They are stuck in Chitumbi in South Africa. Makebi Zulu is campaigning. That is the real life. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Mawomben.
I'm quite Mawomben.
Yes, Mawomben.
I'm quite.
Now when I win. Never some and in the fire, Chitepo, Chindandepo. You know, one thing I've noticed is people, we need to understand. To understand quietness means consent. The Lungu family have been quiet. Whatever Makebi for Alanda, Efikongwa. Then two, you know, Perfesti, Namakonga Montla PF, they were supporting and very excited concerning South Africa, whatever was happening in South Africa. But later on, after now they noticed politically it is affecting them. Now, if you've noticed, everyone is quiet, that because there are a lot of division. So Chashali society ya kwa Makebi number na family. So, from my understanding is, Murupa Muri Monte, to Adipelo Mchinch, ama family zoko tupu. Mwana kashinga upwa, kwali wolupwa, infanga ya chitika, family ya kucha umeile. But teacher Dabusha hapana ngwa premati wa president. We haven't seen the family. Makebi is a spokesperson. But we haven't seen the family figure. Awa umemurupu, mwali wawa umemurupu, awa kumushi, kula wawa umewa sangamta, nawa chikala. We've never seen such people. What Mona then everyone is quiet. Those guys are comfortable sitting in South Africa, thinking that, you know, you can handle a situation of politics, which is not right. What you're trying to do somebody for, even I nenga to apusana pawe mpa pakati kesu, or the ine mfuile wepi kupakwa ndukuli wapi. Ine sitting in that time, we should still sit down. And she thought we should mention what they are wishing upon. Or to Engalandishanya, no later reconciliation. The other thing, you know, one thing I've noticed, these politicians trying to get reconciliation, but deep down their heart, they don't involve their hearts. When a decision you involve your heart, there is impact inside. think we make decisions that can bring peace to both sides. But there's too much selfishness from the Makebi side, and people will think that we can gain, political or a victory over this thing. Then,
just in conclusion,
can bring peace in the country.
In conclusion,
this thing will bring case to the country. This thing will affect our decisions that are wrong. This is a simple decision. It's not a first death in Zambia that we've experienced. Let them just be sober, to ashika, to moving and forward. I like what you're saying. After Lungu's death, there is still like, those are the things we should concentrate to. They don't think that they'll be sustained like this. Abantu walanaka. They'll hold you, but after elections, that's what I wanted to contribute.
Thank you. Indeed, especially after my elections, because, okay, fine, you can be insisting, because my elections, they will come, and you will lose my elections. So, no matter what, lose my election, then what? Then what? And for me tonight, I'm really addressing the Lungu family. After my elections, Mwalusa, then what? But Makebi Zulu won't even be anywhere near. Hello? I'm quiet.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm one of your serious followers, and most of the time I agree to your broadcasts. But now, I get worried when you keep mentioning about this Marukwa thing. He is not going to take us anywhere. And you see, he has even qualified to be a Marukwa, because he comes back to Zambia and now he's even showing a hammer in his hand.
You know how the spirit works, You know how the spirit works? Who chooses a hammer as a symbol? You know? Who chooses a hammer as a symbol? A hammer is a symbol of distraction. A hammer is a symbol of, especially that hammer, it is to destroy. That is a hammer of distraction. And he chooses that as a symbol.
And I grew up from a rural community myself, and we were told that in a mortuary, most Maruka uses a hammer.
Yes.
I'm told there are even some myths or some belief to say some people would wake up in the mortuary and the Maruka would use the hammer.
Yes.
And he comes back to Zambia, he uses the same hammer.
Yes.
He's holding the same hammer. I don't know. So, to me, if you keep mentioning his name, it's like we are promoting him. He's nothing. I can assure you, he's not going anywhere.
No, you know.
Just wasting time, wasting the nationalist time, the Lungu family, busy misleading them. How do you want to inherit someone before you bury that person?
Imagine.
Humanity in Zambia, according to our tradition, all tribes in Zambia, I believe we respect the dead most. Let him go back there and negotiate for the burial of Edgar Lungu. Let's bury him. Who told him first in the first place that Edgar Lungu cannot be buried? Cannot be buried if HH will be there. Who told him that HH has been claiming? Did we hear anything from HH to say, no, you can only bury him when I see his body?
Imagine.
At some stage, I've heard Kabesha mention it several times. No one told him that that's what he wants. What HH wants is that man to be buried here because he's been a former president.
Yes.
I will not tell you where I come from, but if today I die, they'll still initiate where I work from and start pushing me to say, let's send him back to where he comes from.
You see?
So that he's buried there next to the father and the brothers and sisters. Why should we leave him in South Africa? Why should we leave him in whatever country? That's total madness.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing this going on. Or they will waste time, or even during campaign, they'll be moving around and say, you know, look, we have not buried you. Who has caused that burial to fail? That's totally useless. You are doing a good job. Keep doing it. I can assure you, you keep that momentum. But don't continue mentioning his name. You feel like he's a big person. Thank you very much.
No, listen, my brother, before you go. You see, there are times when, you know, we avoid mentioning certain names because we don't want to promote them. But there are times when you have to express, when you have to show the foolishness in people. So that, because Makebi Zulu is busy campaigning. So if I don't talk about him, there will be people that will believe Makebi Zulu. So I need to also talk so that I can show people that this guy means nothing good for our country. He is just a selfish guy who would leave Ichitumbi mu mortuary, a body in the mortuary, and comes back to campaign. That is who Makebi is. And I need to tell people that. I'm glad you know that the guy really doesn't mean well for the country. But other people might think that this guy is a real deal. Eh? Yeah.
He has made the Esther Lungu, this the Tasira girl, to think that the HH means, you know, he wants to do whatever rituals. That is useless of all.
Yeah, no.
So, okay, for example, if he wants to use his body for rituals, is that going, or how is it going to save Edgar Lungu to wake up, to rise from the dead?
Yeah, imagine.
That's my question. That's the end. The story is, that's the end.
Yeah.
Rituals, no rituals, is he going to rise?
The man is gone.
No rituals, is Edgar Lungu coming to campaign in Zambia for them to win an election?
Yeah, no. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, Chani, Hakainde Hichilema is already president. And if Hakainde Hichilema had that juju that you talk about, if he had that juju, I mean, he would have done that juju so many times when he was failing for those elections. I mean, he was losing elections. If he had that juju, he would have done that juju, you know, to become president. Now, how can Hakainde Hichilema come and do whatever juju on Edgar Lungu when Hakainde Hichilema is already president? And how can Hakainde Hichilema do whatever juju on Edgar Lungu when Edgar Lungu is already dead? He should have done that when he was alive. He should have done that when he was alive. That it doesn't even make sense to you people. I know, juju. You people. Anyway. Let me go and sleep. Let me go and sleep. Thank you very much for watching. But to the Lungu family, I can negotiate this deal for you. Or if not me, find people who are practical like me. Find people who are practical like me. Not people who have got some ulterior motive like Makebi Zulu. Not even that Arik Banda bari mupataka inde Hichilema. He has got issues. Those are not people that can negotiate for you. Find people that can look at your welfare practically. Hello? Find people that can look at this issue practically, that can look at your life. What is at stake now is your life. That is what is at stake. It's your life. But Edgar Lungu is already gone. He is already gone. It is your life. How are you going to go on? Find people that can practically, realistically look at your issues. I can look at your issues. Just give me a call. I'll start negotiating and I'll be giving you updates. And I'm very effective. I'll give you results. So, you will be back in Zambia and you'll be enjoying your life. Not if you Makebi Zulu. Anyway, good night for now. Good night.